Here's my problem with Canada. Canada was meant to be the 51st state.
The 51st state is most likely not gonna happen, but let's look at another number, a more interesting number, 28. Let's imagine the future of what would happen if Canada became the 28th member of the European Union. First, is it legally possible? Imagine you wanted to join the EU. To do that, you would need to tick all boxes on this checklist. Be European, Article 49 of the Treaty on European Union. Now let's see what Mark Carney said about this during his first foreign visit as Prime Minister of Canada.
With Canada, the most European of non-European countries.
Article 49 references geographical and cultural ties when defining the word European. First of all, did you know that Canada has a border with two European countries? Saint Pierre and Miquelon by Newfoundland and Greenland, which is still part of Denmark. So technically, we're geographically neighbors. In addition, France, the Netherlands, and Denmark all have non-European territories like Guadeloupe, Aruba, and Greenland. To fulfill this requirement, Canada could propose a special member or overseas integration status. But what about being culturally European? It's clear that Canada shares European cultural, political, and historical roots, especially with France and the UK. To fulfill this requirement, we would launch a diplomatic effort to reinterpret European as not strictly geographic, but also civilizational or cultural, highlighting deep ties with the EU's founding nations. Next up on the checklist is have stable institutions guaranteeing democracy, rule of law, human rights, which is no problem for Canada as it ranks number 24 on the list of the most democratic countries right next to its European neighbors. The next checkbox is have a functioning market economy. This requirement is a walk in the park for Canada with the 10th largest economy in the world by nominal GDP. Being a member of the OECD, G7, G20, and WTO, plus strong institutions, central banking, Bank of Canada, securities regulations, and corporate governance. This is an instant pass. But the next requirement is what may be a problem. Adopt and implement EU laws and obligations. So to understand the scale of this, imagine a legal book with over 100,000 pages. Complying with the EU rules is about 35 chapters in environment, competition, finance, justice, and many other areas. Besides all these new rules, we would need to recognize the authority of the European Court of Justice. So while possible technically, politically it requires a lot of unity. Canada would need to rewrite significant areas of federal and provincial law. Provinces like Quebec would resist intrusion into areas of their jurisdiction like education or healthcare. Before we continue, I noticed that over 70% of you guys who watch our videos are not yet subscribed. If you like how we simplify the complex for you in the world of policy and government, please hit the subscribe button. It would really help us stay in touch. Also, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn for more data breakdowns. So why are over 44% of Canadians open to joining the European Union, except for Trump threatening an annexation? Imagine your 10-year-old kid in Vancouver could grow up thinking Paris, Barcelona, or Vienna are options for places to study, live, or work. No visa required. All you need is a single flight ticket. Or imagine you're a University of Toronto grad and could work in Berlin, take a semester in Milan, then move to Lisbon to start a business. No permits, no border headaches. Or you're a Montreal-based tech founder who opens an office in Amsterdam with full legal rights and mobility, while your company opens up the entire European market. Imagine you've built your career in Halifax, but decide to try living and working in Paris, as you met someone at a conference in Toronto who offered you a job there. But what does this give Canada as a country? Well, we may have already had a free trial version of this EU membership. CETA, a free trade agreement between Canada and the EU, already boosted Canadian exports to the European markets by over 26% between 2016 and 2022, which comprised about $100 billion in trade. Joining the EU's single market could double or triple that based on how the European membership impacted other European economies. let alone the foreign direct investment FDI that Canada would also triple. What about protection that President Trump claims is part of why Canada should become the 51st state?
Canada pays very little for defense. They think we're going to defend
protect them.
The EU Common Defense Initiatives could allow joint procurement, training, and missions, so Canada could save 10 to 20% of defense spending via shared costs that equals to about $3 to $5 billion annually in efficiencies or savings for us. So could Canada join the EU? Legally, it's a battle we could probably win over time. But for that, most Canadians need to be on board. From boosting our economy by billions through trade and investment to giving Canadians of all ages the freedom to study, work, or retire across Europe, the upside is huge. We'd gain access to powerful defense networks, top-tier cybersecurity, and a louder voice on the global stage. Let me finish with this. Those who watch Eurovision may say, if Australia can be part of Eurovision, I don't see why Canada can't be part of the EU. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video and let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.